Not so good news for Bernie Sanders, or at least according to a new Emerson College Polling Society survey. Now, according to this survey, the independent Vermont running as a Democrat has lost some support nationally and is now at 20%. Now, that same poll found Clinton at 68% support. Now, that sounds bad for Sanders, right? But don't worry, this doesn't really mean a whole lot, and I'll explain why. See, this is a poll with actually a very small sample size. Only about 390 Democrats were polled. So, like a lot of these polls, I would take them with a grain of salt. Now, other polls are a bit closer, with Sanders at 29% and Hillary close to 50%. That's still a commanding lead, and let's be honest, that's still a huge lead. So she still has a very, very big advantage in polling and in money. Now, most of the polls in New Hampshire, though, save for one of the more recent ones, and only one, also showed Hillary regaining her lead in New Hampshire over Bernie Sanders. Now, of course, this is early, right? And the fact that it's so early does show that, hey, don't worry as much. Bernie Sanders fans, he has time to catch up. It's not all lost. He could after the next debate, or if he pulls off a win in New Hampshire or Iowa. So it's not all bad news. In fact, I want to point to some of the money. Now, Sanders has raised a ton of money in small donations. A report from October 1st showed Bernie Sanders raising $26 million in the third quarter. That's almost as much as Hillary Clinton. And a lot of her donations come from corporations and her super PAC, large donors, right? $2,700 a plate dinners. Bernie Sanders doesn't go in that route. Now, as I said, that's nearly as much as Hillary Clinton if we don't count the super PACs. And that's, of course, something that Bernie Sanders doesn't believe in, nor does he want a super PAC. Now, he even raised $1.3 million off the recent debate that he lost. The point is that there is still a long way to go in this election, and a long way to go until the nomination. And everybody that supports Sanders, and I know I have a lot of Sanders fans, don't be complacent. And also don't be discouraged. This is a long fight. It's a long process. And at the end of the day, there's still the chance that he could pull off a victory. So, my message, keep fighting. That's all you can do.